Module 1, Lesson 11 will teach us how to solve problems by comparing different ratios using two or more ratio tables. In this lesson, we have a new vocabulary word, which is unit rate, and we'll be using it throughout the rest of this module. A unit rate describes how many units of the first type of quantity corresponds to 1 unit of the second type of quantity. Common uses for unit rate are miles per hour, cost per item, feet per second, and earnings per week. If you have not already done so, please pause at this point in order to copy down this piece in your notes. Once you are finished, please hit play to resume the lesson on the notes. The example that we're going to use states, the following table shows how much money per yard a child earned by mowing the lawns of her neighbors. Determine the rate of earnings per yard using the ratio table. This per is what notified me that a ratio is being discussed. Earnings per yard is the same as earnings 2 yards. On my ratio table, it also gives me the ratio because it has the earnings first, number of yards second, and the number $80.04, which would be the ratio of 80 to 4. The additive is also written out on this table to reinforce what you learned in the last lesson. The additive for the earnings was 80. 80 plus 80 was 160. 160 plus 80 is 240. 240 plus 80 is 320. 320 plus 80 is 400. Below the additive was 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. And 16 plus 4 is 20. You also could have multiplied both by the same number to create other equivalent ratios. For this one, it would be 80 times 2 to get 160, and 4 times 2 to get the 8, which made the ratio 160 to 8. 80 times 3 to give me 240. 4 times 3 to give me the 12, which gives me the equivalent ratio 240 to 12. 80 times 4 gave me 320. 4 times 4 gave me 16, which gives me the ratio 320 to 16. Lastly, 80 times 5 would give me 400. 4 times 5 would give me 20, which gives me the equivalent ratio of 400 to 20. Since it's only asking me to determine the rate for earnings per yard, I just need to create a ratio for earnings to yards, which I'm taking the smallest number simply because that's going to be the easiest one to find the value of. E to Y is 80 to 4. Therefore, the value would be E over Y, which is 80 over 4. My greatest common factor for 80 over 4 is 4. 80 divided by 4 and 4 divided by 4 would give me 20 over 1, which is the ratio 20 to 1, earnings to yards. And my unit rate then is $20 per 1 yard, just restating what's already in my ratio here, but using the correct units of measurement. And go ahead and write unit rate next to this so that you're reminded when you go back to your notes what this means.